subscribe to my channel.
Have you ever wondered where you come from and where you are going? What is the meaning of life? Are we just travelers in an endless cycle of reincarnation? Buddhism talks about cause and effect, karma, and reincarnation. It seems like everyone's fate is tied to an invisible string. Ming has been a night shift rideshare driver for 5 years. He got divorced 4 years ago, and his son lives with his ex-wife. Every month he has to pay a significant amount for child support. Ming's health isn't good either. Long-term late nights and financial pressure have left him feeling exhausted. His life is a mess, but to make a living he has no choice but to push through. Despite living in a big, bustling city, Ming knows that all the excitement has nothing to do with him. It was a late autumn night, and the air was chilly. The streets were almost empty. Ming was about to find a place to rest for a bit when he suddenly saw a shadowy figure in his rearview mirror, standing by the roadside waving for a ride. Ming hesitated for a moment. Nowadays, it's rare for anyone to hail a ride from the street, especially on a road like this, which usually had very few passengers, especially at this hour. But as a rideshare driver, sometimes you just need to rely on luck for business. Without much thought, Ming steadily pulled over in front of the figure. The passenger was a thin man wearing a wide-brimmed hat, the brim so low it almost covered half of his face. He got in the car and spoke in a low voice. "Take me to Willow Road near the outer ring." Hearing this destination, Ming felt uneasy. That place was remote with no hotels or houses. Who would go there in the middle of the night? Ming hesitated. The area was empty and desolate, usually only used by large trucks. However, he glanced at the rearview mirror and saw the man sitting silently with only a pair of dull eyes visible under the brim, staring straight ahead. The man added, "Don't worry, I'll pay you double." Not wanting to cause trouble, Ming reluctantly turned the wheel and drove towards the remote road. The car was eerily quiet as they traveled, with only the sound of the tires on the road and the occasional distant bark of a dog. Ming felt something was off, but couldn't pinpoint what it was. He tried to turn on the car radio to bring some life into the car, but the man suddenly spoke in a raspy voice. "Do you believe in parallel worlds?" Ming paused for a moment before laughing. "Come on, man, it's late." "Don't joke around, I just believe in getting a few more rides tonight." The man didn't smile. He continued, "Some people live in another world without knowing they're already dead. There's only one road between them and us." Ming felt a chill run down his spine. He couldn't help but glance at the rearview mirror. The man's face was still hidden beneath the brim, like a shadow in the darkness. As they entered the outer ring road, the surroundings became more and more desolate. The streetlights gradually disappeared, leaving only the car's headlights piercing the darkness ahead. Suddenly, a tunnel appeared in front of them. Ming didn't remember there being a tunnel on this road, but before he could think further, the car had already driven in. The tunnel was cold and dim, with damp stains on the walls. Ming felt his breathing grow heavier. At that moment, a sharp noise came from the car radio, followed by a cold female voice.
Breaking news. A rideshare driver named Ming has died in a car accident on Willow Road near the outer ring. The cause of the accident is unknown, and police are investigating.
Ming's heart skipped a beat. He slammed on the brakes and the car screeched to a stop inside the tunnel. His heart was pounding and he looked at the radio in disbelief. It was tuned to the local station. He glanced at the rearview mirror again, and the man was still sitting there quietly, seemingly unaffected, with a strange smile curling at his lips. "Who are you?" Ming's voice trembled. The man slowly raised his head, revealing a pair of hollow eyes in the darkness. "I told you, I come from another world, and you are on your way there." Ming felt every hair on his body stand on end. He tried to make a U-turn, but the tunnel's exit had disappeared, replaced by endless darkness. The steering wheel felt like it was being controlled by an invisible force, and Ming could only watch helplessly as the car continued driving down the Eerie road. He understood now. The Ming mentioned in the news was him, and this tunnel was the gateway to the parallel world, one he could never escape from. At the end of the tunnel, countless eyes seemed to be watching him from the darkness, waiting for his arrival. Ming felt a bone-chilling cold rise from his feet. He knew his fate was sealed. The car continued driving through the darkness, seemingly without end.